Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And you know what time it is? It is that time of the week where we go over all the content coming to Danmemo this week. Thanks to the JP live stream, we're going to be recapping all the announcements that were made in today's live stream. And of course, if you guys didn't know, we were actually streaming the JP live stream earlier today. We were reacting to it, and of course, it was a lot of fun. So of course, if you want to stick around for more content like this and you want to see more, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and let me know in the comment section down below what do you guys think of this week's announcements, and did you guys like the live stream? If you were there during the live stream or you've just come back from watching the live stream, let me know if you want to see more reactions like that. I'm always down to do more stuff. It's just dependent on the time and scheduling realistically when it comes to these sort of things. Now, the first thing that they announced in this live stream was basically stuff that was already ongoing, and stuff like, of course, the Vallus quest. This is ending this Wednesday, so be sure to maximize your Vallus. If you're struggling with Vallus and you need to farm up a lot more, I would focus on this entirely in the next 2 days basically, if you need to get a lot of Vallus in your account so that you're ready for the anniversary, of course, right? Because Vallus quests are halved for limited time only. It's a perfect opportunity for you to get a lot of Vallus basically. You also have the Mega Vallus quest. This is also ending in about a day's time as well, so make sure you're taking advantage of this and doing it every single day, because you get a bunch of Vallus as a result of that. Like, I think I went from like 120 to 140 million by just doing the Mega Vallus quest, and that was it. So make sure you're taking advantage of this if possible. Now, we also have the Gnosis War Longtail. This is only ending on around the 24th of May, so you have enough time to farm this event, so no stress on that front. Of course, they showed off some concept art in today's live stream as well for all these units. We'll talk about that in a second if they show it in the Facebook slides. But of course, if you're trying to farm this event and you're trying to clear it, don't worry, this event is still here until the 24th. I haven't finished farming the event either, to be quite honest, so this is a perfect opportunity for you to start farming it relatively soon once episode Freya ends. Of course, you have the two gacha banners, which I still maintain by and stand by what I said a couple of weeks ago in the Shiryu summon. I think Lafia is a fantastic replacement for Vesta if you don't have her, of course, because Vesta is the time limited unit. She's only available during the 4th anniversary reruns, which we haven't gotten one yet, unfortunately. And Lafia is a great alternative in that sort of magic rush team with Hero Festa Elise. Ray and Filmus are sort of cut from the same cloth. If you're running a Thunder PvE team, I think you will be using them extremely often. So you might want to get them if you are planning on running a Thunder team for be it Record Buster or Familiar Rush, Familiar Royale, which we'll talk about in a second, because there is a Familiar Rush announced for this week, or I should say next week. It was announced this week, it's coming next week. And then of course, Ahmed is a very interesting unit. I still maintain that she has the potential of being somebody you need to get for the upcoming anniversary, but I don't know. I'm just putting my prediction out there that Ahmed is going to be really usable, because I think the anniversary is going to be focused around water units. So we'll have to wait and see on how right or wrong I am in that regards. So obviously, we also have played Danmemo this JP Golden Week campaign. You have the login bonus, the weapon upgrade support campaign, so on and so forth. The treasure hunt should be over for those of you guys who have been logging in every single day. It has been 10 days since they brought the treasure hunt out. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get a grand prize at all. I didn't get anything of the top grade. I only got like the first grade like 2 or 3 times. Second and third grade were very common for me personally. So let me know how you guys fared in the treasure hunt. Actually, I'm very curious to see if any of you guys got the grand prize, man. Because I swear, any of the treasure hunts we've had, I think we've had like 4 or 5 treasure hunts by now. Not a single grand prize. Not a single grand prize, man. It's been a pain. It's been an honest to God pain. So yeah, the login bonus we've already almost finished as well. I think today was the last day of the login bonus if you've been logging in since day 1. So a really good amount of stamina and good amount of skip tickets that you can stock up for the anniversary, of course, right? The weapon upgrade support campaign has been fantastic. I love the fact that they've, made it so that you can get an infinite amount of whetstones. It's so nice. And generally as well, the rest of it is pretty decent. I think the 7 zone rewards is kind of The Goibino locks are pretty good, but you only get like 1 if you're in the top 200, which is kind of 50-50 for me. I think 1 isn't significant enough. I think top 200 should have gotten like 3, top 1000 should have gotten 2, and then 1 top 2000 or 2500 it should have gotten one, in my personal opinion. I think they made it way too little, to be honest. I think they made it way too little. All right, so the development showcase is now all about the concept arts. This is where they showcase the concept arts, and we were actually discussing this on live stream. So if you want a more in-depth discussion of my feelings and everybody else's thoughts on which one they would choose, personally, I liked one quite a bit, even though I know somebody in chat actually mentioned that, I think it was Ed, if I recall correctly. He mentioned that one was very similar to like a archery style, 2 was more magic, and 3 was like a sword. I kind of see that, but I do like 1 still. I really like 1. Out of all the Lafia arts, I think 1 is my favorite. Out of this, I couldn't really necessarily tell too much in the live stream itself because of the way I was watching it. I initially said that there wasn't too much of a difference, but I do think 1 is the nicest because it is more of a magician approach slash witch slash wizard approach. So I think a magic user for that regards, I think 1 makes a lot of sense. I think I like 1 the most. This is a robbery, by the way. We got robbed of a really good Ahmed art here. 1 is what we got. I don't really like it that much compared to some of the other ones here. 4 is the one I like the least out of the set, but we should have gotten 2 or 3 in my personal opinion. With the right shading and artwork, Ahmed could have gotten one of the best artworks, in all honesty. This would have been so sick to look at, just the position and everything. I know some people will say T-pose Ahmed and stuff like that, but genuinely I think 2 and 3 would have been so nice with the right shading and everything. It would have been like chef's kiss. It would have been genuinely chef's kiss, in all honesty. I think 2 or 3 should have won in this situation. Now for Ray, honestly, I like 3 the most, but in terms of an assist artwork, I think 2 is definitely the nicest. I think 3 should be saved up for an adventure artwork. I think that Ray artwork there should not be, you know, just chucked away. I think you can easily use that artwork for a future Ray, because I really like that art, like the wings spread out going that backwards route, you know, with one of the talons out. I think it would definitely make for a amazing adventure artwork for Ray. So I definitely like 3 the most, but in terms of the assist artwork, I think 2 is a fair winner, to be quite honest. I think 2 deserve to win there. So yeah, that was pretty much the concept arts. I thought they would have probably added maybe like a new staff for Ahmed. Maybe they would have done some concept art for that, but they didn't, unfortunately, but it is what it is. The next thing that they announced was basically what's going to be coming out this week, effectively, as a new event. And what we have is the rerun of the Popstars live show battle. Yes, this event is getting a rerun. This event came back out in December 2021, and it actually features some really usable units. And these units are actually getting some buffs. Some of them, I should specify, some of them are getting buffs. We'll come on to that in just a second. So this event will be starting this Thursday and will be going up until June 8th, basically, which is actually not that far away, surprisingly. It's about a month, half a month long event. And in all honesty, it's good for Iris, to be quite honest. You'll get a decent amount of Iris. You'll get also this new Finn as well, which you'll be able to either sell for Saros if you've already got him MLB, or if you don't have him, well, you'll be able to max limit break him and get a bit of Iris because you're leveling him up. So definitely very, very nice that we're getting the free Finn as well, Wandering Producer Finn. For those of you guys don't know what this Finn does, he's an adventure. I think he gives like Water Res, P-Res, M-Res, and Fire Res down on his first skill by 25%, and then the rest of his kit is okay, to be quite honest. As an adventurer, he's not the worst thing we've seen in terms of a free unit, but he's also not anything special. And when it comes to free units, I always prefer getting assists for free units more so than adventures. So this Finn is kind of just on the side of like, he's okay, not gonna be extremely usable, to be quite honest. He's just there, to be fair. He's just there. So yeah, the first banner is the L-Eyes banner. We've got Eyes, Lafia, and Ahmed together. Out of these units, Lafia and Ahmed are receiving buffs. Eyes is not receiving a buff. I was actually talking to somebody in the live stream about this, and we actually looked at Eyes' kit, and he mentioned it first, like Eyes didn't really need buffs, because if Eyes got buffs, she's a light unit, by the way. If she got buffs, she would be pretty insane. We'll talk about her in more detail during the should you summon, but I'll just tell you this. On her first skill, she gives herself 100% light attack damage already. So if she got any more buffs and her modifiers went up or anything, she could easily become a meta unit, to be quite honest. So I'm not surprised that they decided not to give her a buff now that I know about it and now that we spoke about it during the live stream. But yes, Ahmed and Lafia got buffs. We'll talk about that in a second. And out of this banner, only Filvis got buffs. So out of both banners, only 3 units got buffs. The rest of them stayed the same. So Haruhime, Lily, and Eyes have stayed the same, but the buffs have gone to Filvis, Lafia, and Ahmed. Out of these 2 banners, I would personally choose this banner, the Il Milione one, with Haruhime and Lily, to be quite honest, because both of them are really good units, to be quite honest. But frankly speaking, it's a rerun gacha banner, and on top of that, these units are pretty much a year and a half, 2 years old now. Basically, they're nearing 2 years old. So for me personally, I would probably say, if you want to collect these units and you want to try and collect them, doing the guaranteed steps, so the first and second step on both banners using 600 iris each, is not the worst idea on the planet, but it's something that I would probably advise against, because these guys are non-time limited units. All 6 units are non-time limited, so you can pretty much get them from ticket gacha banners and stuff like that. So I wouldn't necessarily stress too much about not getting these units. So you have Azure Star Elf Lafia, Azure Star Princess Eyes, Azure Star Saint Ahmed, Kitty Star Filvis, Foxy Star Haruhime, and Equine Star Lily Ruka. So popularity max, this group blew up the scene like a megaton bomb. Honestly, this is a nice wallpaper, to be quite honest, to have. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have this as a wallpaper. But yes, Wandering Producer F, Danmemo Popstar History. We'll talk about the buffs in a second when we get to it. Oh, so they didn't show this. Okay, so in the JP live stream, there was actually an exclusive event in JP for which we already have the unit for it. It's the Amazon Elf Lafia. I'm gonna see if I can put it up on your screen right now. I'm gonna try and find the artwork for her, but that was the original event that JP got with an idol character, basically. But on NA and EU and Taiwan, Korea, and Hong Kong, this is where we got the first Popstar event with the legendary superstar outfits, as well as the rival group with the Twilight Stars with Line and Anna Kitty. Initially, we thought that they were going to rerun all the Popstar events, but that was not the case. They were just showing the timeline, basically. Out of these units, to be honest, Line is still very usable, by the way. Line is very much still a very good support character. Eyes makes her Popstar debut in the new generation Popstar event, of course. A plethora of Popstars. We have Aspi and obviously April Fool's Bet, of course, right? So that was great. So let's take a look at the buffs now, because they didn't mention it in this live stream, in this slideshow for some reason. No idea why. So let's pull it up now. So to give you guys an idea, Lafia has got 2 changes primarily to her kit. So her S1 has gone from 54 MP to 62 MP, and she gives, instead of allies magical 50% and critical rate plus 40% for 2 turns, she now gives allies magic plus 50% and critical rate plus 50% for 4 turns, and she also removes counter rate and guard rate buffs. Now, what Jasi has done here, by the way, big shout out to him for getting these translations across. He's only given the changes to the kit. He's not put the rest of the kit. Of course, she does way more on her S1. I think she does like an attack and stuff. So just keep that in mind, that this is only specifically just supposed to be a piece of the kit, basically. Her S2 has gone from 255 MP to 243 MP and has changed from self agility guard rate plus 60% for 3 turns to self agility guard rate counter rate and P-res plus 70% for 4 turns for self, and she also gives 35% charm on her additional action. Her passive has gone from 35% damage reduction on guard to 40% damage reduction on guard. So those are the changes to Lafia. Filvis has gotten changes to all 3 of her skills. Her skill 1 has gone from 83 MP to 88 MP, and instead of just doing self magic and counter rate plus 60% for 3 turns, it's now self magic, counter rate, guard rate, and MRES plus 70% for 4 turns. Her second skill is now 48 MP instead of 33 MP and has gone from allies penetration rate 40% to 50%, and she also removes critical rates and buff penetration rate buffs, basically. Her S3 is now 150, not 150% damage if the foe is charmed, but 200% damage if the foe is charmed. So that's kind of nice, I suppose. You can kind of use Lafia and Filvis together, basically. And her passive is now 40% damage on crit rather than just 20% damage on crit, which is really nice. Ahmed is the really good one here, in my personal opinion. Ahmed is now minus 25% STR and magic rather than just 20% STR and magic. Now the thing is, right, in my personal opinion, if you are running stall if you are running stall, of course you have the option of Xenos reverse Haruhime, right? You guys know which Haruhime I'm talking about, the one with that came out during the Xenos event right after the anniversary event, right? But I still believe that this Ahmed is probably a better option than that Haruhime, purely because you get a resistance from stun and sleep, if I'm not mistaken, through this Ahmed, which helps you out tremendously against ailment teams. So you can kind of counter ailment teams with this Ahmed if you are running her as an assist option. So in my personal opinion, Ahmed is a great option for those running stall, and maybe you don't have Haruhime at a high limit break, but this Ahmed is like +4, +3 thanks to all the tickets you've used. Maybe a worth it shout to go for her and you know, try and get that last copy for you to basically MLB her and use her on your stall team. Of course, this is assuming she's nearly +4 or +3 basically, so that's something I would recommend for sure. All right, so let's keep moving along now and show you guys the Familiar Rush event, the raid event. Unite the power of your familiar, as always. So for season 39 of Familiar Rush, we have our first enemy, the red fungus ×5. Plant killer is effective, water M attacks are effective, enemy will poison and stun you. Ooh. Okay, bit of an annoying one, but okay, that's not a problem. Stun anklets will be your friend here. No need to worry about the poison too much. So the enemy resists, this is mutual for all 5 enemies. P-res 50%, M-res -40%, fire 70%, earth 0, wind 30, water -80, thunder, light, dark 0%. Frankly speaking, you're probably going to want to run a water magic team here, of course, right? But I think you could get away with maybe a light team, to be quite honest. 50% P-res is something you can easily get across. Water M attacks are effective. Red fungus will inflict poison and stun on your party, so try to increase your resistance to those effects using accessories or assists. Stun is especially dangerous since you won't be able to act, so make sure to take precautions against it. Silver Saint Ahmed is perfect for this battle with water M attacks, plant killer, and the ability to remove status effects. So the one thing I will say is I will be making a video on Familiar Rush tomorrow. I'll be making a team building guide for all 3 enemies, basically going over like some great options for this fight. But yeah, I would say Ahmed is a great option, but in all honesty, most players will just want to use stun anklets and then just focus on damage primarily. Don't worry about taking Ahmed into the fight. I would say stun anklets and just take a bunch of water magic units is the best way to go about it. Or alternatively, the light physical team from the 5th anniversary will be more than fine, along with Hero Festa Bell, of course. The second enemy, Familiar Rush S39 enemy 2, is 3 Violas. Plant killer is effective, fire M attacks are effective. The enemy skills include reducing wind res and also increasing their own STR and wind damage. The enemy resists are P-res 60%, -30% M-res, fire -40%, earth, wind 0%, water 50%, thunder, light, dark. So you want to run fire magic here, which to be honest should not be difficult whatsoever because you of course have the likes of Hero Festa, Elise and stuff. So most players should be able to get across this very easily. In fact, I think this might be my best stage because I have an inkling as to what the third enemy will be weak to be quite honest. So this should not be too bad. Fire M attacks are effective. This time the enemy will come at you with raw power instead of nasty status effects. Okay, very interesting. So you can focus on buffing your own party to deal some big damage on your own. 1000 Song Lafia's elemental affinity and killer skill will give her a solid advantage as an attacker in this battle. So the 1000 Song Lafia is the new Lafia from the Gnosis war, and yes, she will be really good for this fight, but of course, like I said, you can get alternatives to this, to be honest. Now the final enemy for the Familiar Rush is a Wiscom. It's a plant killer is effective, thunder M attacks are effective, so of course you'll want Filvis here. Enemy skill include foes remove status buffs, self increase STR, only 30% P-res. Interesting. Okay. -40% M-res, fire, earth 0, wind 40, water 0, thunder -70, light 0, dark 20. You can run a light team here. Obviously, you'll want to use Filvis here and a thunder team, but honestly, light team will work. A light team will get across very easily as well because the P-res is only 30%. Very easy. Lightning M attacks are effective. The enemy can remove your party status buff, so keep an eye on your status. Sacred Song Filvis will keep your damage high with her single target attacks and plant killer ability. Her SA will buff your magic and SA charge gain rate, so it's a good idea to use it immediately after the enemy removes your party status buffs. It's a good idea. It's a very good idea, actually. But yeah, I would say that you don't have to worry about this event too much, to be quite honest. I think a lot of this is actually pretty surprisingly easy. If you have a light team, you'll be able to get across it very easily. And of course, with Hero Festa, Elise and stuff, you should be able to get past these enemies very, very easily accordingly. So yeah, Familiar Rush this time around, a bit of a pushover, to be honest, a bit of a pushover. Okay, so this is this week's schedule. So 5/11, we're getting Popstar's live show battle on the 11th itself. Of course, we're gonna get the rerun, we're gonna get bundles as well. Probably skip this if you are a spending player, to be quite honest. I don't think you need to waste your money for this. You can save up that money and pool that money for the anniversary instead. Telskira Abyss, of course, is resetting this week as well. We're getting Revis Record Buster as well. I think this week, instead of doing every single video for or doing like a different video for each team, I think I'm gonna do a combined video, you know, spliced together, basically consisting of all 7 elements, I think. But we'll see. On the 18th, we'll have War Games. On the 19th, we'll have a Familiar Rush as well. So this is next week. So yeah, be on the lookout for this. This is, of course, what's coming out in the next 2 weeks. So pretty much just a rerun of pretty much the Popstars event of a Familiar Rush, and obviously the usual Record Buster War Games shenanigans. Now, they did also announce that on the 23rd, we were going to have another live stream where they were going to bring along the VAs as well of Danmemo. We're going to see Lafia's VA come back and everything. So obviously that is the sign that that is going to be the day we're going to be getting some pre-anniversary information, and we should be getting the pre-anniversary campaign on that day, the news at least for that campaign, of course. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. We will be live on that day as well, reacting to the live stream, and of course we will be obviously doing a TLDR video just like this as well on that day. I think on that day as well we do have Danmachi Battle Chronicle coming out as well, so it's a huge Danmachi day technically on Tuesday of the 23rd of May, because we have pre-anniversary information and Danmachi Battle Chronicle. It's gonna be insane for me. Pray, keep me in your minds when you're praying, to be quite honest, because that day is not going to be good for me. That day is not going to be good for me in terms of just being alive and trying to record all these videos. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, remember to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and of course, like I said, leave a comment down below as well. Let me know how your treasure hunts have been, and just generally as well, what do you guys think of the news, and maybe if you want to predict some stuff as well for the pre-anniversary, put it down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.